to another episode of Southern Section this week. I'm Claudette Montana.
And I'm Connor Morissette. We're here at St. Pius X, St. Matthias Academy, the Warriors football program. They're in the Division III playoffs. We caught up with head coach Devah Thomas as well as quarterback Dieter Barr to break down Friday night's playoff game against West Ranch. We also have some girls volleyball content this week. Mira Costa will play Sierra Canyon in the Division I championship game on Saturday. I went to the Mustangs practice to take their temperature ahead of that game. Plus, Bally Sports' Tony Moskal joined the show to break down the Southern Section football playoffs. A lot to get to this week, Claudia.
A lot to get to. Truly a jam-packed show, as always. But first, we like to kick things off by showing you the top 5 high school football plays from Week 10, courtesy of our friends over at Bally Sports.
Quarters. Thompson again hands it off. Got a shot at the end zone, and Glover is into the end zone for the touchdown.
Plus territory at the 24.
Marco Coleman played. Let's see. That was unbelievable. Anna Joey, top 10 play of the week right there. I mean, that was unbelievable.
He was like, I'm going to try and knock it down and grab it all at the same time, like the Kembe Mutombo taking it. First and 15. Man in motion. Toss sweep to the left. Watch out. I don't think you're going to catch him. Jalen Barberin all the way to the crib on first down, and Chaminade strikes back. Touchdown, Jalen Barberin. See the safety in Gallegos, middle of the field. We're going to throw the tunnel screen in the boundaries, complete to Williams. He's got the first down, trying to get the left side. He gets past Gallegos, and he is gone to the house on the tunnel screen into the sideline. Number 19, Zach Williams, and Sarah's in the end zone again. 15 here, back at the 34-yard line. Quick little snap again, a play action. Carter throwing for the end zone, and it's caught by Malachi Riley for the touchdown.
Yeah, nice throw, nice catch, and nice job by Riley to make sure the camera guy was okay.
High school sports are one of the things that make living in California so great.
But sometimes the behavior in the stands can overshadow our achievements on the field.
I love it when my parents show up for me.
But being booed for missing a play can be crushing.
And remember that refs are people too.
They're trying their best to call a fair and correct game.
Hey, and enough with all the swearing.
No one should feel insulted or ashamed
because of their race, ethnicity, or gender.
We should be able to hold our heads high after the match, win or lose.
Mira Costa will play for the Division I Girls Volleyball Championship on Saturday against Sierra Canyon. I'm here at the Mustangs practice to catch up with head coach Cam Green and senior Drew Wright ahead of Saturday's showdown. Those two couldn't be more excited for the big game. Let's roll the tape. Looking ahead to Saturday, you've played twice against Sierra Canyon. Both of those games were in tournaments, so I think you told me you've won 3 sets and they've won 2 when you've played so far this year. That's pretty tight. What's it going to take to beat a really good team again like you did against Mater Dei on Saturday and walk home with the championship?
Yeah, it's going to take some work on the coaching staff's end. We're going to have to really put together a good plan because that's an exceptional team. They got some incredible athletes over there, and the coaches do a great job. So it's going to take some focus, understanding that we have to still be who we are and not try to change too many things and approach this week like it has been all season, which is difficult because it's different. But again, I think at the end of it, we're going to have to keep our heads in the right place because it's not always going to go well, and we know that. And we've been doing that all year. So it's just going to be who can relax and play freely, I think will have the best chance for success. So that's what we focus on.
I think it's, again, we have our, spark from off the court, and I think we have to just come together and know that we're all best friends and do it for each other more than just for the ring. Like, we want it so bad, and I think that's what we have to do.
Are there nerves this week? I mean, who wouldn't be nervous heading into a title game? Assess this week of practice based on the last few that you've had here at Miracosta.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, of course. I mean, last week I was extremely nervous as well leading into both of those matches. And each day as you get closer to the match, you get a little bit more nervous. I start to feel the butterflies already a little bit today. And it'll get progressively stronger as we get there because it's a big deal and it's what these kids have dreamed about since they started playing volleyball. I've dreamed about being a head coach, winning this game for a long time. So there's no question it's a big deal, and we have to be good about just getting our work done, and that's what we're focusing on. And avoiding the noise is what we say. We have that on our whiteboard every day: is avoid the noise. So that's what we're about this week.
This year, this has always been your goal. This team has been good enough to get to this point, but it's hard to get to this point. What has it taken from, maybe in the summer to just working really hard, practicing every day, to now to get to this point? It's not easy, and even though you have one last hurdle, you've still accomplished a lot.
Right. I think it's definitely more than just what we do in the gym, and the relationships we built outside the gym is what got us this good, and we build really good relationships. So, yeah, our friendships are what matter the most.
Great. So the team's really tight. That makes a lot of sense heading into this big game. Drew, thanks so much, and good luck Saturday.
Thank you so much.
It's time for another edition of Ask the Expert. Tony Moskal from Bally Sports is here, calls a lot of games that I've been able to hear this year, Tony. So thank you so much. I think you do an excellent job. Thank you for being here. Let's talk some high school football.
Well, thanks for having me, Connor. And if you want to ask the expert, you better find somebody else to ask, because I'm just a guy who knows a little bit about nothing.
Well, to our audience out there, he's selling himself short with that. So, Tony, we just talked about it a little bit. What are some of your favorite first-round matchups? The Southern Section playoff brackets were released on Sunday. Which games catch your eye? And I'd love to go back and forth with you on those matchups.
Well, we talked about it, and we've been talking about it for the whole season. We know what Division I was going to be. We knew who the big players were going to be. We just didn't know how many teams it was going to be. Now it's 10 teams, but we all knew that Division II bracket was going to just be there's not a bad matchup in there. And I look at Sarah and Norco, and I love that matchup. I love the Roderick Pleasant, Grant Gray matchup, Jason Mitchell throwing there. Has Sarah figured out the quarterback thing with Jimmy Butler, or are they just going to pound the ball with Honda and Rainey? And you look at that Norco offense. I go back to that Murrieta Valley game I did. I think somebody just scored another touchdown in that one. Sierra Canyon Warren. Sierra Canyon is rolling right now. Obviously, Warren's got Nico and some dynamite receivers. Murrieta Valley, and I said it last night in the podcast with James Escarziga, if they could figure out how to stop somebody, they're a CIF champ, because that offense can score from anywhere because they're so explosive.
Yeah, so you got St. Bonnie's Oak Hills, D2. What a exciting matchup that is. And I'm just excited to see. I feel like St. Bonaventure last year, D2, they get Inglewood in the first round. This year, D2, they get Oak Hills in the first round. They win their league, and then they get a really tough playoff matchup. I think this year's team for St. Bonnie is a little bit better, and DeLon Thompson had a fantastic junior season a year ago. He's even better as a senior, leads the whole section in rushing yards. I'm not exactly saying something that people don't know here, but I think if he can run the ball, they'll have a shot. But Oak Hills, I mean, I wouldn't overlook that group. They've had a fantastic season this year. Mojave River League champion. What they did against Apple Valley was impressive. I know you covered that game, so I think that's a great matchup too.
Yeah, I do too. I loved watching the Thompsons last week with Johnny and DeLon going up against each other. Johnny was a student of mine at Golden Valley High School, and I told him before the game, I said, man, I'm so proud of you. He's matured so much, and he's going to be playing on Saturdays. And what a performance those two put on. I think near over 350 yards rushing between the two of them. Was fun to watch.
Let's look to D1 for a second. Some of those matchups are going to be awesome. LoSal against Long Beach Poly is going to be maybe the game of the year, especially for that area with those teams being so close. That's when I can't quite put my finger on what I think is going to happen. both teams have great offenses. I know Malachi Nelson is such a fantastic quarterback, and I think Los Al has that fantastic high-end talent, but Long Beach Poly, I really like their depth. They might have a little bit of a better defense. This game could be like a 50-49 situation also. I'm excited for it.
And they each have an extra week to prepare. So because neither one plays this week, so you've got this week to prepare and next week because they have a bye. Connor, man, flip a coin and it's going to come up, heads 5 times and tails 5 times. It could be Poly 5 times and Los Al 5 times. Darius Curry has really matured into a tremendous quarterback. Samples carrying the ball. You got that defense with Ignacio Macaele, who and those the receivers, the Robinsons. That's just if that game's on the prep zone next week, if I'm doing another game, I'm going to have that one on my phone just because it's going to be so much fun to watch.
Let's get into some predictions, Tony. I want to put you on the spot. So at your game, are you allowed, if you call a game, to predict who you think?
I'd rather not, but I'll go with the. You know what? I think if I was a betting man, and I say this to James all the time when he asks me, I've got the utmost respect for all of these coaches, the job they do. You know this by dealing with them, the time they take to talk to us. For me, this one's too close, but I'll go Bonnie by a field goal.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so they'll avenge an earlier defeat. How about that Serra Norco game that you're so excited about? That's one that's tough for me to figure out as well. Who's going to show up for Serra on offense? Will they be able to pass the ball? If Jimmy Butler has success, I like Serra, but I could see Norco winning the game because they can put up so many points.
Yeah, for me, I think to win a championship, you've got to run the ball and play good defense. And Serra, I think, has one of the best running games in the Southern section. You pound it with Sincere Rainey, and then you get Honda out there with that track speed. I'll go Serra in a close one.
We'll do one more. Thank you for playing along. Who do you like in D1? If it's a Mater Dei Bosco rematch, do you think Mater Dei gets it done again? Do you think
How do you go against them? Against them? Yeah. And you look at Elijah Brown, he's 27-0 as a starter. Usually when you look at these games, and I like to pick, if it's a rematch, I like to pick the team that lost the first time, just because you have a chance to go back and look at what happened, where can we make adjustments. But boy, Mater Dei is so good. And then so is Bosco. But I'll just throw it out there, and if they end up meeting, you know what? I'll just go with Bosco, just for no reason.
I picked Bosco in the first game and was wrong. I'm with you. I don't know how I can pick against them, but you just did, so maybe that's how. I got to ride with Mater Dei. Tony, enjoy your call this week and enjoy the rest of them. The season's coming to an end. I can't believe it. It's gone by like a snap of the finger, but you do a great job, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Oh, Connor, it's my pleasure, man. And likewise, I love the work you do, and it's, we're all in this together.
Amen.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
All right, joining me now is Dieter Barr. He's a quarterback here at PMA, also our student athlete of the week. You guys have a pretty big playoff game coming up on Friday. Where's your head at mentally heading into this one?
Mentally, we're just trying to stay calm. We're preparing for them, watching a lot of film, but it's just like any other week. You can't treat them any differently. We're going to come out and try to do the best job we possibly can.
How have you been preparing for it?
I've been meeting with all my coaches. I got a separate quarterback coach and then my coaches at school. We've been breaking down the film and everything and just trying to get any edge we can.
What are you expecting to see from them defensively?
Defensively, I don't want to give away too much.
Okay. That's fair. Has this season gone the way that you hoped it would have?
I think for the most part, yeah. I mean, we jumped up some divisions, we won some games, and we beat some better teams, so that's the most you can ask for.
What's your favorite part about being a part of this community and a part of this team?
My favorite part about this community and team is probably that we are all just like one big family. I think we're all super close, tight, and I think that just makes all the difference.
Well, you transferred in here, so anything surprise you since you started attending this school?
I mean, private school is a little bit different from public school, but the only thing that really is different is the uniforms.
Okay. Well, you are our student athlete of the week, and if I heard correctly, you have a very high GPA, 4.2?
Yes.
4.2. How the heck do you have a 4.2 GPA and you're out here playing football every single day?
Tutors.
Great answer. Talk to me a little bit, though, about how you balance the two.
Pretty much just from around 8 to 6 now, I go to football, and then after this, go home, eat, then go to tutoring. So
you're on a strict schedule.
Very strict, yeah, except for the weekends. Usually on the weekends, it's just church and like one session on Saturday.
What else do you like to do outside of football? Maybe on the weekends, or is it just all ball?
No, I like to go fishing.
Oh.
Yeah. I like to catch bass, usually large or smallmouth. We'll just go to like one of the local ponds close to us.
Okay. I was like, is there well, I guess you got the ocean here. What am I thinking? Is there a local river nearby, or what's going on here? What is your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject is probably English. I'm pretty good at writing. I could write papers, but because my dad used to be a reporter, so I think I got that trait from him.
You want to go into journalism? Maybe I should give you the mic. Here you go.
No. No, I don't think I want to go into journalism. I think I'm going to go into business.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Aspirations for playing professional football post-college?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where it goes. Obviously, like the goal right now is just to get to college and try to play as early as possible, and then we'll take it from there.
And how's your recruitment been going so far?
My recruitment's been going pretty well. I recently committed to Cal Poly SLO, Ride High, so go Mustangs.
Congratulations. We'll end it on there. Connor, back to you.
Time for Coach's Corner here at PMA. I'm with head football coach Devah Thomas. Coach, you're in the Division III playoffs. A couple years ago, you were in Division 14. Talk to me a little bit about the rise of this program. You're a big reason why a lot of teams, they're in D14, they get stuck in D14. Congrats on making this big jump.
Oh, man, it's been a blessing to jump this program from D14 to D7 to D3. I mean, I couldn't have done it without a lot of support from my coaches, my whole coaching staff, administration kind of helping us out, and just those guys just having grit and just grinding and working hard.
You have a great senior class, too. How impactful has that group been in getting this program into Division III?
Oh, man, that group has been great. I mean, they trusted the process. They've been grinding. We have a leader, senior quarterback, Dieter Barr, athlete Jordan Shaw. We have, and I'm trying to think, lineman Delvon Herbert. I mean, we have linebacker, running back, and Davion Coffey. Deshaun Powell. The names can go on and on. These guys have helped our team just grind, man. They've just been grinding hard. They've just been working hard. I'm so proud of them young men.
8-1 on the season, Del Rey League champs. Of course, you want to make noise in the playoffs, but right now, how proud of your team are you for what you've accomplished this season?
Oh, man, I'm very proud of them, man. They come in like week in and week out, just work hard. They take this tough coaching I give them. I'm real hard on these cats. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, people look at the Instagram and think like, oh, those guys are having fun, but they really putting in work from the weight room, the classroom, and even the field, man. Like, we do a lot of conditioning. A lot of my guys lost a lot of weight. I got a lineman, he been with me a whole year, man. He lost over 100 pounds. Like, all we do is run and lift and hit. Like, we got to be physical. We small, nuclear group, but we're going to be physical and we're going to be tough.
Coming up this week, a really good West Ranch team on the schedule in the first round in Division III. They're undefeated. You only have the one loss. Ryan Staub's their great quarterback. What's the key to trying to slow him down and score some points against this team?
I mean, man, the quarterback is great. He can make all the throws. But, I mean, I just feel like our defensive line is exceptional. We're going to try to get after him a little bit and make him think. You know, he's played some great teams, but I think our defensive line is one of the best in the state of California.
You guys are trying to shock the world. You told your team this would be the first time you guys would ever win a championship. What does that mean to try to be the first to do something at this school?
I mean, just an old saying me and my friend Coach Atkins at Salesian always say, in order to be heard, you got to make noise. So we just trying to come in and make some noise and kick in the door. Just know the small private school, like I know we Catholic school boys, but we like that. We physical and we tough.
Who are some of the unsung heroes on this team, guys who maybe didn't get a lot of recognition this year, but they've had really good seasons?
Man, you got Davion Coffey. You have Xavier Collier. You have DeAnthony Curtis. You have Delvon Herbert, lineman, Devin Matagi, Skalu Ivanu. You have Miles Chancellor, just guys that don't get mentioned a lot. They really play a pivotal role on this team. So those are some of the guys that we have that play a pivotal role. Like, we have Trevion Dawson, another guy that just play pivotal roles, tough guys that really can make plays and things like that. And I'm very proud of them young men.
Is there a moment from this season, when I ask what's the best moment from this year, that comes to mind, whether it's something on the field, something off the field? What's been your favorite part of this season for you personally?
It's been a couple, but I know like winning the Delray League in our first year was big for me, big for our team and our program. Also winning, I think, the St. Francis and the St. Paul game, just because of the history of our school, like we never got to beat those big teams, and just to come out and kind of win dominant was kind of big for us and let us know that we're turning the corner as a football program here at PMA.
Great. Devon, thanks so much and good luck Friday.
Oh, man, God bless you. Thank you, too.
All right, that'll do it for this episode of Southern Section this week. Thanks so much to all of you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. And Connor, playoffs are coming up. Something for people to look forward to.
Yeah, high school football playoffs, they begin on Friday in the Southern Section. A few games on Thursday. Every team that's in, good luck. The one-and-done style, it's cutthroat, but it's so rewarding at the end. So good luck to all those teams, and we'll see what happens. We'll have full coverage on the show, that's for sure.
We'll have more of that for you all next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.